The tension is at its peak, and things are about to explode in 1923 Season 2, Episode 6. Just when we thought we knew what was coming, the latest trailer drops, revealing shocking twists, betrayals, and an unforgettable showdown. Who will survive the chaos at the Dutton Ranch, and which character will finally make their move in this high-stakes battle for survival? Get ready, because Episode 6 promises to leave us on the edge of our seats, questioning everything we thought we knew about the Duttons and the people fighting for their future. The stage is set, and as 1923 enters its most volatile chapter yet, one thing is clear: the stakes have never been higher. After the chaos of the last few episodes, the Duttons are gearing up for what could be their most dangerous fight yet. But this isn't just about land or money anymore. It's about survival. Episode 6 pulls us deeper into the world of war, betrayal, and revenge. And the trailer has teased enough to make us question everything. Spencer Dutton's return has been the moment we've all been waiting for. His journey home has been filled with obstacles, delays, and a sense of impending doom. But now, it seems like Spencer is ready to face whatever comes his way. As we saw in the previous episode, he made it clear he's not backing down. The excitement around his return has been building for so long, but will he finally be able to make it to Montana, or will another tragic turn of events stop him in his tracks? The trailer shows Spencer's determination more than ever. But here's the question: what will happen when he arrives in Montana? The Duttons are waiting for him, but so is a slew of enemies. Jacob Dutton is ready to defend his land at all costs, and with the news of Spencer's arrival reaching the wrong ears, we can expect bloodshed and brutal confrontations. With Jacob's enemies closing in, including the ruthless Donald and the scheming Banner, we know that Spencer's arrival isn't going to be a peaceful reunion. But it's not just about Spencer's return. The trailer hints at a shocking betrayal that will leave everyone reeling. There's a sense of tension between the Duttons and those who once considered themselves allies. As the battle for control of the land rages on, we can only wonder how far some characters are willing to go to secure their position. It's not just the men of the Dutton family who are in danger. Episode 6 is setting up a devastating challenge for the women of the story as well. From Alexandra's precarious situation to Tiona's inevitable confrontation with Father Renault, this episode will test their resilience and force them to make impossible choices. Alexandra's journey to reunite with Spencer has been full of setbacks, and with her health deteriorating, it seems like the worst is yet to come. But will she make it to Montana, or will the show hit us with a heart-wrenching twist that leaves her journey unfinished? The tension surrounding her fate is palpable, and Episode 6 will give us the answers we've been desperately waiting for. Meanwhile, Tiona is finally facing the consequences of her actions. Her struggle to protect herself and those she loves has been intense, but now it seems like the walls are closing in on her. The trailer hints at a major turning point in her story, one that will involve revenge, sacrifice, and an unexpected twist. Tiona's actions have always been unpredictable, and with her lover Pete's death hanging over her head, she's finally ready to confront the man who has caused her so much pain. Father Renault, but will her thirst for revenge end in tragedy? Or will she finally find the redemption she's been searching for? As all these storylines collide, 1923 is ramping up the suspense in ways we never imagined. Episode 6 isn't just about setting the stage for the big battle, it's about unraveling the deeper, darker secrets of the Duttons and the people around them. The choices these characters make will define their futures, and for some, it might just be the last chance they have to make it out alive. This episode isn't just another chapter in the Dutton family saga, it's a turning point. Secrets will be exposed, alliances will be tested, and everything will change. The intense focus on each character's journey builds the suspense with every passing minute. As we inch closer to the end of the season, we know that Episode 6 will leave us with more questions than answers, but it's the kind of ride we can't wait to take. Get ready for the shocking, the unexpected, and the heart-stopping moments that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about 1923. Spencer Dutton has been a symbol of hope and tension throughout 1923. His long, drawn-out return to Montana has been the cornerstone of Season 2, with every episode leaving us just a bit closer to the moment we've all been waiting for. The trailer for Episode 6 delivers a clear message. Spencer's arrival in Montana is not going to be the peaceful homecoming we all anticipated. In fact, it's shaping up to be a reckoning like no other. But what exactly can we expect from his highly anticipated return? The trailers tease Spencer's explosive reunion with his family, but the circumstances surrounding this moment have shifted dramatically. Spencer isn't just coming back to the Dutton Ranch to pick up where he left off, he's returning to a battleground, where his family's land and legacy are under siege from all sides. From the moment Spencer set foot on that train bound for Montana, the tension was palpable. We've seen him face countless obstacles, from being caught in a foreign land to the repeated delays in his journey home. But Episode 6 will showcase a man whose resolve has never been stronger. When Spencer steps off that train, he will not be met with the warm embrace of a family in need of his protection. Instead, he'll be stepping into a world teetering on the edge of collapse. Donald and Banner, two of the most dangerous figures in the series, are determined to break the Duttons once and for all, and they know that Spencer's return could be the spark that ignites a full-scale war. In Episode 6, we will see both sides preparing for battle, Spencer bringing his fight to the Duttons' enemies, while Donald and Banner plot to stop him before he even reaches the ranch. The trailer hints at a series of tense confrontations as Spencer faces off with the forces trying to crush his family's future. Jacob Dutton, ever the stalwart protector of his family, will be right there beside him, but their fates are now intertwined with the corrupt forces that lurk in the shadows. Jacob has made it clear he's willing to do whatever it takes to preserve the Dutton legacy. But this time, the fight will be unlike anything the Duttons have faced before. With the lawless nature of Montana during this time period, there's no telling how far Jacob and Spencer will be pushed before they have to make decisions that will haunt them forever. In Episode 6, Spencer's return will also be marked by his transformation from a soldier caught in an endless war abroad to a man who has seen too much of the world's brutality to hold back any longer. His time away from the ranch has hardened him, but it has also provided him with a perspective that could be both an advantage and a curse. Spencer is not the same man who left Montana. His experiences have scarred him, shaping him into a more ruthless version of himself, someone who may be willing to cross lines he once thought were sacred. With the future of the ranch hanging in the balance, there's no room for hesitation. But the most intriguing part of Spencer's return is the possibility of his final reckoning with his enemies. As Episode 6 unfolds, the trailer gives us glimpses of Spencer in full combat mode, his rage and determination evident in his every move. Whether it's a robbery attempt on the train or the first deadly encounter with Donald's men, the stakes are only going to get higher. Spencer is not just fighting for the land anymore. He's fighting for the survival of everything he holds dear. This isn't just a physical battle. It's a battle for his identity, his future, and the legacy he wants to leave behind. As much as Spencer's return signals a new beginning for the Duttons, it also marks the beginning of the end for many others. Donald and Banner are not the only ones scheming in the shadows. There are other forces at play, and we can already see hints in the trailer of a wider conspiracy taking shape. With every new step Spencer takes, it becomes more apparent that his enemies are not just trying to take his family's land. They are out to destroy everything he stands for. And for Spencer, this is no longer just about winning the battle. It's about making sure there's something left to fight for. In the world of 1923, where loyalty and trust are often in short supply, Spencer must navigate a treacherous landscape filled with betrayal, danger, and difficult choices. Will he be able to outsmart his enemies and ensure his family's survival? Or will his return ignite a chain of events that leads to a tragedy no one saw coming? The trailer teases the intensity of what's ahead, promising that Episode 6 will be a turning point. As Spencer's storyline reaches its boiling point, we know that no one will walk away from this unscathed. 1923 is a show that doesn't pull any punches, and Episode 6 is set to deliver one of the most thrilling, nerve-wracking, and suspenseful hours of television yet. The war is coming, and Spencer Dutton will be right at the heart of it. As Spencer Dutton prepares for the ultimate showdown in Montana, the stakes for Alexandra couldn't be higher. Her journey to rejoin Spencer has been fraught with obstacles. And as Episode 6 of 1923 looms, the question on everyone's mind is, will she make it to Montana alive? The trailer for the upcoming episode teases a new level of peril for her, hinting at some devastating twists that could change the course of her story forever. From the moment we met Alexandra, it was clear she was not the typical character in the 1923 world. A British woman far from home, thrust into a harsh and unpredictable environment, Alexandra's struggles have made her a character we root for, but also one we fear for. Throughout the season, We've watched her grapple with her uncertain future, the cultural divide, and the overwhelming pressure of being alone in a foreign land. She's been caught in a series of tragic circumstances, from being kidnapped to losing her independence, but nothing compares to what she faces in episode 6. The trailer reveals that Alexandra has finally found some temporary respite, thanks to the British family that saved her. But this relief is short-lived. Alexandra, who has been clinging to a fragile hope of reuniting with Spencer, is now confronted with a reality that could shatter everything she's worked so hard for. Her health, which has already been deteriorating, is now under serious threat. The family that took her in, while kind-hearted, insists that she sees a doctor after discovering she is pregnant. For most of us, the revelation of pregnancy might be a moment of joy, but in the brutal world of 1923, it's a ticking time bomb. The implications of Alexandra's pregnancy are enormous. If the stress and conditions of her journey have already taken a toll on her body, then the added complication of pregnancy could be too much for her to handle. The trailer hints at Alexandra's weakening condition, and the once hopeful future she imagined with Spencer now seems far less certain. Could her pregnancy end in tragedy? The possibility is all too real, and the fear is palpable in the footage we've seen so far. If Alexandra doesn't make it to Montana, will she ever get the chance to see Spencer again? Or will this cruel twist of fate be the end of her journey altogether? What's even more concerning is the pattern that's emerged throughout this season. Every time Alexandra seems to find some form of relief, it's short-lived. In episode 5, we watched as she finally began to bond with the family who saved her, but the trailer shows that this peaceful moment is fleeting. Alexandra's need to get to Montana, both for her own safety and to reunite with Spencer, remains urgent. But with her health deteriorating, the journey is becoming increasingly dangerous. Episode 6 may very well mark the beginning of a tragic and gut-wrenching storyline for Alexandra. As her condition worsens, she may be forced to make impossible choices in order to survive. The desperate need for money to catch the next train to Montana becomes a huge obstacle. How will she continue her journey if she can't find the funds to move forward? In a world where survival is the ultimate goal and human connections are often fleeting, Alexandra's dream of being reunited with Spencer feels increasingly like a distant hope. The trailer also gives us a glimpse of Alexandra's internal struggle. She's trapped between two worlds, one where she clings to the hope of a future with Spencer, and another where her body and circumstances are rapidly deteriorating. She's caught between the need for survival and the desire for a life with the man she loves. It's a tragic irony that in her quest to reunite with Spencer, she may lose everything: her health, her future, and ultimately, her chance at happiness. As episode 6 progresses, we can't help but feel that Alexandra is heading toward a heartbreaking conclusion. The danger isn't just from the hostile world around her. Her own body is betraying her, and time is running out. Could her journey end in the most devastating way possible, with her dying before she even has the chance to make it back to Montana? The trauma she's already endured, combined with the physical strain of her pregnancy, makes her future uncertain at best. But there's still a glimmer of hope. The trailer shows a fleeting moment of peace for Alexandra, and perhaps this will be the calm before the storm. Could this unexpected break give her the strength to push through and make it to Spencer, or will the heartbreaking truth of her circumstances become too much for her to handle? We know 1923 doesn't shy away from gut-punching twists, and episode 6 promises to be no different. Whether Alexandra survives or not, her story is far from over, and we can't help but feel that her fate will have a far-reaching impact on the series moving forward. As we approach the final moments of this season, Alexandra's future remains as uncertain as ever. The dread and suspense surrounding her journey are palpable, and with every passing scene, we are left questioning whether she will ever make it to the Dutton Ranch. Whatever happens, episode 6 will undoubtedly give us the answers we've been waiting for, and in true 1923 fashion. As we dive deeper into 1923 Season 2, Episode 6, the emotional and dramatic stakes continue to rise. One character who has been a source of tension, inner conflict, and survival is Tiona. Her storyline has been one of the most unpredictable, filled with moments of strength, vulnerability, and moral complexity. But as Episode 6 approaches, it's clear that Tiona is standing at a crossroads, ready to make a decision that could change everything for her. In the latest trailer, we get a glimpse of Tiona's path forward. and it's one that leads to vengeance, confrontation, and an inevitable reckoning with her past. Tiona's journey has never been easy. From the moment she entered the story, she has been forced to make tough choices to protect herself and those she loves. Her relationship with Pete, her love and loyalty to him, and her fierce determination to survive in a world that continually threatens to destroy her have all shaped her character. But it's been a constant balancing act, her love for Pete versus the danger of living in a world filled with deceit, betrayal, and violence. Now, as Pete's death looms over her like a dark cloud, Tiona is facing a turning point. The trailer gives us a powerful glimpse of her in the aftermath of Pete's brutal death, and it's clear that something inside her has snapped. For Tiona, the pain of losing someone she loved is no longer something she can carry silently. This is a woman who has already endured far too much, and the loss of Pete will push her to a place of no return. The vengeance she feels boiling inside her is palpable, and in episode 6, we can expect her to finally act on it. The question now is, who will be the target of Tiona's fury? The answer seems clear: Father Renault. Throughout the season, Renault has been a symbol of authority, manipulation, and cruelty. His actions, his control over Tiona, and the pain he has caused her are things she can no longer ignore. His brutal treatment of her, coupled with the fact that he played a part in the chain of events that led to Pete's death, has left Tiona with only one path forward: revenge. In episode 6, we will likely see her make a deadly decision, one that will have far-reaching consequences not only for her, but for those around her as well. Tiona's inner conflict is crucial to understanding where her story is headed. For much of the season, she's been trying to protect herself, keep her head down, and survive in a world that often doesn't offer such luxuries. But in episode 6, the trailer suggests that she will finally be done running. She's exhausted, angry, and ready to confront the demons that have haunted her for so long. With Pete's death fueling her every action, Tiona will no longer be a passive player in her own fate. She will take matters into her own hands and seek retribution, no matter the cost. The possibility of Tiona finally facing off against Father Renault adds a layer of tension and suspense to the narrative. The idea of a showdown between the two is tantalizing, but it's also heartbreaking. Tiona, a woman who has suffered so much at the hands of powerful men, is now ready to exact her own form of justice. But revenge is never as sweet as it seems, especially in the harsh world of 1923. Tiona may have finally found her power, but it could come at the ultimate price: her soul, her humanity, and her place in the story. The trailer also teases a surprising revelation. Tiona may not be alone in her quest for revenge. There's a possibility that others will join her cause, either out of loyalty to her or as part of their own agendas. This opens up a world of uncertainty about who can truly be trusted in the coming episodes. As Tiona takes her first steps toward vengeance, the lines between friend and foe will blur, and the consequences of her actions will ripple through the story in ways no one can predict. But Tiona's journey isn't just about revenge, it's also about the personal transformation she's undergoing. The trailer shows her making a decision that could be seen as both an act of empowerment and one of desperation. She has already lost so much, and with Pete's death, the last tether to any semblance of a peaceful existence is severed. In that moment of rage and grief, Tiona is reborn. But will this transformation be one that leads her toward salvation, or is it the beginning of her downfall? Whatever happens next, it's clear that Tiona's actions in episode 6 will set the stage for the remaining episodes of the season. Her revenge could be the catalyst for further chaos, violence, and bloodshed, or it could lead to an unexpected redemption. But one thing is certain: her character arc is no longer just about survival. It's about reclaiming her power and taking control of her fate, no matter the cost. As we anticipate the final outcome of Tiona's story, we can't help but wonder, will she emerge victorious, or will her thirst for vengeance consume her? Episode 6 promises to explore this turning point in her character arc in thrilling, gut-wrenching detail, leaving us on the edge of our seats and eagerly awaiting what happens next. The suspense is palpable, and as 1923 continues to weave a complex tapestry of love, loss, and revenge, Tiona's path forward will undoubtedly be one of the most compelling aspects of the season. As the dramatic build-up to 1923 Season 2, Episode 6 continues, We are hurtling toward a monumental clash, one that will not only test the Duttons' resolve, but may also determine the future of the entire family. Episode 6 promises a thrilling confrontation where the Dutton legacy is at its most vulnerable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. With Spencer, Alexandra, and Tiona all facing their own personal battles, the Dutton family will be forced to confront external forces that threaten their land, their legacy, and their survival. At the heart of this impending showdown is the central theme of 1923, power. The battle for control of the Dutton Ranch has been a constant throughout the series. But Episode 6 takes this conflict to a whole new level. As Spencer makes his way back to Montana, it's not just a reunion with his family that's at risk. It's the very future of the Duttons' empire. With enemies closing in on all sides, this episode will explore just how far the Duttons are willing to go to protect what is theirs, and what the cost of that protection will be. The trailer teases an escalating tension that will erupt in full force in Episode 6. While Spencer's return is the long-awaited moment that many fans have been eagerly anticipating, it will be far from a simple homecoming. His arrival will mark the beginning of a violent struggle that will pit the Duttons against their most dangerous enemies yet. Banner and Donald, who have been working tirelessly to undermine the Duttons and seize their land, are ready to take extreme measures to ensure the Duttons' downfall. These two figures, who represent the corrupt and brutal side of the world Spencer and his family are fighting to protect, will stop at nothing to destroy the Dutton legacy. What makes this situation even more perilous is the involvement of the law. As Jacob Dutton prepares to welcome Spencer home, the sheriff's role becomes more complicated. We've already seen hints in the trailer that the sheriff will be caught between trying to keep the peace and trying to avoid being drawn into the conflict that's brewing. However, as tensions rise and violence becomes inevitable, the law may no longer be able to keep the peace. With Spencer's return, the sheriff and the officers in Montana may find themselves caught in a deadly struggle where their loyalty is tested and their very lives are at risk.